Hello and welcome, my Cancer friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. This is going to be a group angel reading for my friends born under the Cancer zodiac sign. It's been a while since I did an angel reading. The angels have been asking a number of times to get one done as soon as I can, so I'm really looking forward to this reading. They've been telling me how people have been really struggling to hear their messages, and they really want to have their voice heard, if you will. One thing I am looking at doing is possibly making angel readings as a monthly event for my page. Let me know what you think. Add your comment below. I'd love to get some feedback on this idea. The deck, of course, that I chose for this reading would be the Angel Tarot, created by Jane Wallace. And then I will end the session off with a blessing from the Angel Inspiration deck, created by Kim Dreyer. Like always, I will have links below to both these Angel-tastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. Alright, my Cancer friends, let's see what the cards have to say for you. What messages, whoa, jumpers, do the angels have for my Cancer friends? What guidance do the angels have for my Cancer friends? And any other information the angels want to share with my Cancer friends? Okay. You had a schwack of them hit the floor, Cancer, so let's start with those ones first. The first card to hit was the Magician. He's the first card in the Major Arcana, and he's all about those skills and abilities that you have. As a disclaimer, I know that Jane has put like 1 or 2 word labels or headings on all the cards. They're not always accurate. Tarot does not have one meaning per card, and when you have more than one card, you have more than one meaning. They start to meld together. So there will be times, and it's kind of confusing for viewers because it'll say Angel of Magic. Well, he is. He's the Magician. However, I'm going to be talking about the universal power. I'm going to be talking about your abilities. So it's a little confusing. The next jumper is the Six of Pentacles. Sixes are about balance and communication. Pentacles are about growth and abundance. Part of it is generosity, but it's also you balancing you out. The Six is a balancing card. It's about communication. So she has part of it right. It's not that the labels are wrong, it's just that they're not the ones that I focus on. Then to end off this row, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Trust. Sure, he's about trust. For me, he's more of a hard work. He's the workhorse of the Knights. So Knights are that youthful, energetic, exuberant, go big, go home attitude. Not a fear, or no fear of anything, basically. Pentacles, like I said here, is about growth and abundance. The Knight of Pentacles talks about all that hard work that you've been putting in, and hard work that you need to continue putting in. He's the Knight who's usually not in motion. In standard decks, in the Rider-Waite deck, he's the only Knight that isn't in motion. He's standing upon he's standing with his steed, and they're standing still on top of a hill. Whereas the other Knights are in various phases of action. He's plowed the fields, he's worked hard, he knows how to work hard. And that's what we're going to be looking at. Literally, your balance in Cancer, your hard work and that physical manual labor versus that spiritual aspect, that universal energy aspect. It's balancing those two. So when we go into the last jumper that you have, the Nine of Wands, Nines are all again about that hard work. Yes, it's about determination, you bet. It takes all that determination, your skills, your work ethic to get that job done. But it's also about all that you've accomplished. The Wands are that inner fire, that inner passion. So part of it's going to be to balancing out. We'll be using the skills that you already have to balance out that Magician, because he's going to offer a lot of things that we might not be ready for just yet. We want to keep with the tried and true right now. And then we have the World. the 21st card in the Major Arcana, and it is about success. It's about a celebration of all that you've achieved, that hard work part, all that you're going to achieve, because it's also about that next step. Celebrating one end and embracing the next. She's known as the dancer. She takes duality. Again, we've got a balancing piece, the male and the female energy of the magician here, and his consort or counterpart or counterweight, the high priestess. It's celebrating all that you've achieved so far, but acknowledging, like I said earlier, this is not the end. It's not like you can work hard one day and go, oh, I'm good for now. I'm good for my lifetime. We have to keep working at it. We didn't come into this experience to sit back and watch the world go by. Sometimes it's really nice as a balancing piece to sit and enjoy nature and really ground ourselves. However, we need to work at it as well. That's an important aspect of it, to be able to get a hold of the bull and really get going on this, because it's our journey. What we put into our work and into what we want to do, the more we're going to get out. So the final card is the Five of Swords. Loss. Part of it, yes, definitely. Fives are conflictual. They're always conflictual. It doesn't matter which suits you're dealing with. In the Major Arcana, it's the Hierophant, and he can be very conflictual for people because he has a lot of religious undertones. Nine of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Five of Cups. They're all conflictual. Swords are about truth and knowledge. Five of Swords talks about that lost piece, but it also talks about that conflict piece. Usually it's a fellow holding two swords with another in his hand and two other fellows walking away from him with their head hung low. It's also about that low self-esteem piece. So when you're looking at angel messages, your angels are really asking you to balance that piece out about the celestial or spiritual aspect of yourself with that hard work and everyday physical tangible work, because it's going to be important to go to that next step. When we're looking at balancing ourselves out, we're looking at making sure we have that ability to not only have ourselves grounded, so we've got the pentacles here, but that physical work. And then we have the spiritual aspect. That's a really important side to balance that out. Using the skills, like I said before, that you already have. This isn't about acquiring new skills, because we're going to need these skills that are tried and true. You know they work, he knows they work, and you're just drawing down all that energy from you, from the universe, and you're making things happen. We know things are happening because of the world. The world is celebrating all that you've achieved and getting excited for that next piece. As the world, we continue to evolve and rotate. Well, so do we as individuals. We continue to evolve. We continue to grow. Our next step is taking on that Five of Swords. Those feelings of conflict, those feelings of low self-esteem. That's your next journey, is taking those head on, using your abilities to go forward. Remember, when you are taking on something like this, when you are starting to do some self-healing, to balance yourself out. Because if we focus too much on this, we can turn the Five easily into the Nine of Swords, which is the depression. When we're dealing with loss, sorrow, and conflict, yes, it's important to be able to start to work on those feelings and all the situations that have brought you to those feelings, healing them. But if we focus too much on it, it can easily overwhelm us. So again, connecting back into the Pentacles. That Knight, he's going to really be kind of your savior. He's really going to be able to get you over that next hurdle. Let's see what your shadow self wants to add, Cancer. The Ten of Swords, endings. The Five of Swords and Ten of Swords are very much connected. Where this is an ending, and so is this one. This is kind of a big picture change. You're shifting things. When we start to overcome the Five of Swords, we're going to kind of see an ending of those really negative, sad feelings. And those feelings of loss and low self-esteem. Because when we start to heal ourselves in one area, when we're drawing down that universal magic and universal energy and we're able to heal ourselves, we start to heal ourselves in other areas. And we start to see that there's an ending on day-to-day sorrows, an ending on those really kind of negative self-talk that you're talking about. You start to shift your thinking, and that's what this is about, shifting our thinking. Because spiritually, we're starting to get up onto our feet. We've got lots of skills. Now it's time to heal ourselves so we can go to that next evolutionary stage. And once we've been able to heal the 5, we're going to go to the 10. And yes, the 10 is usually kind of it's not the prettiest card. It's usually a guy with 10 swords in his back. But the sun is rising. With every ending, there's a beginning. 10s are about ending and beginning. And that's the biggest piece. You can't change what has happened. Actually, we're supposed to learn. If nothing ever happened to us, or quote unquote bad happened to us, we would never learn anything. We wouldn't have those big pivotal turning points. And that's kind of what we're looking at, is healing some of those points that you've had that, yeah, they still are really painful. Start to heal them, start to heal ourselves so that you can go forward onto that bigger piece. Okay, my Cancer friends, let's look at a blessing. What blessing do the angels have for my Cancer friends? Got a jumper here? Be tolerant. Like I said, too much of the 5 can be really overwhelming. Be tolerant with yourself. This is not going to happen in one day. You can't go over and say, okay, I'm going to just put band-aids on everything and it will heal. It's really about coming to terms with what you learned and releasing what isn't helpful. The information is helpful. The feelings, not so much. You do not have a cup on this table. This is about truth and knowledge. This is about the inner passions and about growth and abundance. So the big piece here is the growth, and that's balancing the spiritual aspect that's going to help you heal the 5s and all those wounds, but also that the physical ability to get out of your head. Because if you don't have those two balances, like I said, this will go to 9. It's the being tolerant with ourselves, letting this process happen so that you can evolve. It takes time, and you need to give yourself and be tolerant that this is going to take some time. For those who wish, you can pause the video here and reflect on these cards. This is a group reading, however, the cards are drawn especially for my Cancer friends. What further information do they have for you? Like I said, this is a group reading. For those who were looking for something more personal or specific, you can follow the link below and schedule a private reading with myself. That said, I hope you really enjoyed this video and found it fun and helpful, and that you were able to gain more insight into what the angels want to share with you. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. I will continue to create videos for my Zodiac friends in the upcoming weeks. If you have any suggestions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. I'm always up for feedback from my friends. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. You never know where I'm going to go next, and I'd hate for you to miss a video. Also, if you like this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out. Until tomorrow, my Cancer friends.